Nityanandam, everybody. This is Sri Nitya Tirtha Rupananda, and I am an Adinavasi at Bengaluru Adinam, where I live with Swami Nityananda and his other disciples. So, the location where I'm standing right now is just outside the Nityanandeshwara Sadashiva and Nityanandeshwari Parashakti temple in the Bengaluru Adinam campus. And the building, the specific building is the Sadashiva Mantapa. So this is was just inaugurated about 3-4 weeks ago, and it's actually very early in the morning, and so it's still dark right now. And so my topic for today is about illness and disease, and I am going to share some ideas about what the causes of illness and disease are and what role we play in manifesting these. I'd like to start by talking about an experiment, and this experiment was done by a Japanese researcher called Dr. Masaru Emoto. And what he did was he took 2 samples of water, and one of the samples, he kept chanting the word love, and he did that for an extended period of time. And with the other sample, he chanted the word hate. And once he completed his experiment, he analyzed under the microscope the crystalline structure of the water. And to his surprise, what he found was that the water sample that was to which the word love was chanted had extremely beautiful crystals. They were um, they were symmetrical, and they looked very, very elegant, very beautiful. On the other hand, what he found was that the water sample that he had, to which the word hate was chanted, he found that the crystalline structure under the microscope was deformed, and in some cases was just simply black and looked very distorted and ugly. And this is an amazing finding. What this experiment proves is that, and he, by the way, interestingly, he repeated this experiment with many other substances like rice, and invariably he found that the quality of what is being chanted always affects the structure of the object of the experiment. So coming back to the experiment he did with water, basically the proof, what this proved was that um, thoughts, the word love represents a certain thought, and the word hate represents another thought, and that our thoughts have a deep impact on water. Now, when you start to take into account the fact that we as human beings are 70% of us is composed of water. And so what does that mean? That means that words and thoughts and emotions have a powerful impact on our bodies. So the basic understanding here is that our thoughts are like seeds, and each seed has the power um, to grow into a huge tree. So we really need to watch our thoughts. See, what happens is that when you are drawn to a certain kind of thinking, and you cherish a certain thought pattern, you cherish certain thoughts over and over again and nourish those thoughts, what happens is you start to form thought currents, or thought patterns. And so if your thought is a seed, your thought pattern is like the branches of a tree. And the health that you manifest um, is basically the fruit. So basically, it is these thoughts that affect the the our core, our cells, our blood, the cells in our various organs, and So for example, Swami Nityananda has shared that the um, typically if you make some life negative decisions, then and um, you make these decisions, and you also basically because of certain situations, um, you kind of you program yourself with sort of a life negative messaging. Maybe you've had some very tough situations, and when you were vulnerable and powerless in those situations, you basically bought into the cognition, or you programmed yourself with the cognition that life isn't worth living, for example. That's a life negative cognition. Then it is these kind of cognitions, is these kind of thought patterns, these kind of decisions that are responsible for manifesting cancer. And so different thought patterns will manifest other illnesses. And so the root cause of a lot of diseases or illnesses that people are manifesting is actually the thoughts they're nourishing, the thoughts they're cherishing. Now, this is in contrast with the traditional allopathic model of medicine, where the body is just treated as a system, a mechanical system and a chemical system, and it's just the interaction of the parts and sort of the chemical structure of the body, and they're able to measure symptoms, and when they see certain symptoms that form a certain kind of pattern, that's called the illness. And then what modern medicine typically will try and do is just address those symptoms, and will operate just at that kind of biochemical level, not taking into fact that there is a consciousness, there's a spirit dimension to the people involved. And so the medical model, the modern allopathic medical model, unfortunately, doesn't really, isn't really um, the best model. And as a result, the cures that are coming from that medical model are typically, they're failing us. I mean, there's so many illnesses that modern allopathic medicine is so horrible at curing. I mean, I know many years back, I had a case of laryngitis, and um, I thought no worries. I called up my health plan, and this is when I was living in the Chicago area, and they referred me to my ENT surgeon. And so I went to see him. He absolutely had no cure to offer. He just told me, there's nothing I can do. Just kind of cut down on your carbonated beverage intake. And so basically, what eventually happened was that I because of the laryngitis, I couldn't speak. I I was on a job that required me to speak on the phone with people every day, so basically I couldn't work. So I decided to go on vacation. I came home to India, and I on some my mother suggested that I meet a homeopathic physician, and I went and met him, and he just he we just with some very insightful questioning, and by understanding some of the situations I had been going through, he very quickly pinpointed the cause of the laryngitis. And not only did he pinpoint it, he actually healed me instantly. He told me that it was nothing. He asked me to shout at the top of my voice when I left the clinic, which I did. And essentially, once he explained the cause and I saw what had happened, I was able to heal myself of that. So um, one thing I want to share is, often these thought patterns that cause illnesses, they are referred to, Swami Nityananda calls them incompletions. So these are thought patterns, thought currents that restrict you in some way. They make you feel that something's missing in your life. And I won't go into any kind of detailed exposition of incompletions, but basically I will say for now is that most of the illnesses and diseases that we're manifesting is basically coming from the incompletions we're cherishing. And here at Nityananda Sangha, we offer um, very numerous options that will help people not only understand how they created these illnesses, but also um, we offer a range of healing services, whether it's hands-on with a healer, or whether it's coming to a program of Swamiji's where he can address, we can give you different kinds of breakthroughs with your health. There are programs like Inner Awakening and Mahasadashiva Home that people have attended with terminal cancer, or other really major illnesses, or people have come here with paralysis and have walked away completely healed. So that's one end of the spectrum. And then we have programs like Kalpataru, which is a free program where you can understand the science of how you're manifesting your life. We have programs like Nitya Dhyana Yoga, which will help you cleanse your chakras and raise yourself to your peak health. So we have some very interesting and powerful ways where you can start to take control of your health and avail yourself of powerful healing that isn't really available in the modern medical system. And so I invite you, if you have any questions, to just post them in the comments below. If you want a personal response, just leave your email address there or your phone number. And I'll also, in the links, I'll share in the description to this video, I'll share the links to some of the programs that we offer. So I hope some of this information will help you in your journey. If you're suffering from any kind of ailment, will help you in your healing journey, and will shed some insight and light that will help you begin the process of manifesting radiant and vibrant health and healing yourself of anything that may be bothering you in terms of your health. Great to talk with everybody, and I wish everybody a wonderful day. Nityananda.